Have you ever had a crazy dream where you taught at a not so normal school? Welcome to Shut Theater, and I had a crazy dream where I was an assistant professor at this university. Now, this university was not normal. It, well, dealt in the paranormal and magic realm. Now, I was just a type of professor that was only hired on to be able to help be like a sub, or if a professor needed an extra person in the room, kind of thing. So that's what I did. And usually, more often than not, I was just a sub. But on one particular day, a professor asked me to join him during a, tour of the campus, and he needed an extra set of eyes to keep track of all the students, make sure they didn't wander off, because there's places on the campus that aren't necessarily safe. So, we were going around, and some of the special places that we wanted to visit on this campus were basement rooms. Now, this campus, imagine this, is a Gothic theme, Gothic architect with gargoyles on top of the buildings, a lot of stone structures, flagstone walkways. Very Harry Potterish kind of a place, but a little bit more dense buildings, and I'd say a little on the darker side kind of thing. Either way, as we're going around, going to separate buildings, we go in through a door from the flagstone walk path that instantly started going downstairs. And as we went downstairs, we would find ourselves in a room that was special. Now, the professor was showing these rooms to these students because they were rooms where you could go to observe the special traits of elements of some kinds. One that we visited was a place where you could observe water in all its facets and forms, where it changed its form in this room, and the room was kind of glowing a soft blue. We've been to another one that kind of earth and dust. Now, how do these rooms look? Well, it's kind of hard to describe, because think Avatar: The Last Airbender, where these elements just kind of come to life in a sense, and would form and move. Now, as we're heading to the next one that dealt with light and dark, there was one near there that was blocked off for a reason, but a student decided to venture into the blocked off room. Now, I knew that we were supposed to stay together, and I knew exactly why. You see, the professor wanted me not because he needed eyes, keep an eye on all the students. He needed an extra pair of eyes to make sure the students didn't wander off, especially in these rooms, or be alone in these rooms, because these rooms aren't safe. They're not safe. And where the student ventured off into this blocked off room was a particular room that was similar to the rest, whereas basement dwelling, room to be able to observe things. This one was particularly different. It is where you could observe an inferno, fire, but it wasn't ready. Now, the secret behind these rooms is that they are actually tombs, I guess you could refer to them as, where demons or spirits were trapped. And this particular room that was blocked off wasn't finished. Yes, the vengeful spirit was trapped there, but it wasn't safe because it wasn't contained by some type of spell yet. And so going into the room would be very, very dangerous, because he's trapped in the room. At least that much has been done. But he wasn't trapped in a way that he could not try to escape. He could not be prevented from harming someone directly. So it was very dangerous. I saw the student go in there. I was like, oh shoot. So I ran in after him. And as soon as I ran in, I could already hear the spirit awakening. Now, this particular spirit, as I said earlier, was a vengeful spirit. It was a combination of 7 souls that were all in English because they wanted their revenge. They were angry, and they combined into one being. Now, this being, when they're all in this one being, was kind of a Hercules-type figure, very large, but you could see scars across his face, across his chest, of where he's combined. He stood at an impressive 8 feet tall whenever he was combining it all in one. And he was angry. He wanted to get out, and he was trying to get the student to let him out. I instantly run in there and grab the student and start to head back up the stairs. And as we're heading up, this creature started to chase us. Since it's made up of 7 spirits, it could manifest itself with 7 body forms, several body forms, where all of the bodies of each of the individual souls could be manifested. Now, its scariest form is where it uses multiple limbs in one form. He came after us with a pair of 7 sets of arms at one point. It was freaky, absolutely terrifying. Now, how do you keep something like this at bay? Well, luckily I knew. See, each of these vengeful spirits, or spirits that were being trapped for the safety of the public, had things that they were afraid of. So since this one was a vengeful spirit, the next thing closest to it in element would keep it at bay. A vengeful fire. Fire itself in nature was vengeful. It would travel and destroy everything in its path like this spirit would. So it was closely related. So any form of fire would keep it at bay. Since that's what this room was eventually going to be used for, because the spell that's going to keep this spirit trapped would be some form of an infernal spell that'd keep it trapped for eternity. So, thinking on the spot, I pull out a lighter in my pocket and light it. And it keeps the spirit at bay. All it is trying to get us, it could go around from the back and text from that way. So it's constantly twisting around as we're backing up the stairs, keeping it at bay until we could get out the door where it couldn't leave. You need to be careful on these field trips in this dream. That is roughly where I woke up after seeing this nightmares thing. It has been a long time since I've had a dream that I would classify as a nightmare, where I woke up with my heart racing, cold sweats, the whole deal. This one was one of those. It's been a long time since I've had those. Yes, I have a lot of interesting or scary dreams on occasion, but usually, because of the ability that I have to kind of be semi-conscious of the dream or aware of the dream, I am able to handle it usually pretty well because I have control. But even then, sometimes they get so interesting, my heart pounds and I can't continue sleeping with a dream like that, just like most people with a nightmare. Either way, have you ever had a crazy dream dealing with crazy spirits or things that aren't normal? Leave it in the comment, let me know. And until next time, sweet dreams.